So next up, I'm going to explain to you about basic PvP fighting rules.
Sure.
And basic UI rules as well.
Okay.
So on screen right now, it should show up what your average PvP match right before the battle will look like. So the bottom 6 characters are yours.
Right.
They are the 6 characters that is the party that you take to your PvP. And the 6 characters above are the enemies, the opponent's characters.
Yeah.
We hid the name. We're not going to tell you whose characters those are, but...
Not mine.
Nope. So, you see what 6 characters they have. They see what 6 characters you have, but you guys don't know who's going to be in the fight. You choose the 3 characters that are going to fight at this point.
I gotcha.
You tap each of the icons. You see the 1 and 2 on the bottom screen right there. Those signify the order of characters that will appear in battle.
Okay.
Of course, you can switch it around once the battle starts, so the order doesn't matter too much in the beginning, except for maybe the first character that you take with you.
Right.
So 1 character will fight at a time. It will be a 3v3 out of a 6v6. So it'll be a team fight, basically, except the characters are fighting one at a time, so you got to make sure you know your element factors.
Oh, yeah.
And advantages and weaknesses. And simple rule, you defeat all of them first, you win.
Yeah, pretty easy.
There are certain examples where when you time up, it might be a tie, or in certain situations, if you have higher health, you might win.
Okay.
But most of the time, it's a tie.
I don't think I've ever seen a tie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually 1 person wins.
Yeah.
So the next slide should show you the icon explanations, the UI. You see a lot of things on the battle screen. Maybe most people don't really know what's actually going on or what that means.
Right.
Let's go from the top left. So that number in the top left corner of your screen is the timer of the battle. It counts down.
Yeah.
And this is a bit of a unique terminology for Dragon Ball Legends. We like to call it 1 count, 2 counts, 3 counts, because these aren't technically seconds. They don't move real time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
They progress in-game. And if you look carefully, they actually stop during certain animations. Like, so for example, when we did the Strike Arts clash earlier,
Right.
the timer pauses.
Oh, I did not even realize that.
Actually, during the clash itself, you can't see the number, so you might not notice. But when you look before and after, the number doesn't change. So characters with like buffs, they have a time limit on how long they have the buffs, how long they're strong for. Fortunately, during animations like special moves or clashes, the timer doesn't move forward.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to worry too much about people wasting your time. And the button right underneath the timer, that is the menu.
Oh.
It says the forfeit button mainly because it gives you an option to.
Oh, okay.
If it's truly one-sided, you might want to just simply let it end and move on. We understand. We totally understand. So long as you don't just disconnect or do something silly of that sort.
Who would disconnect from an honorable PvP battle?
Disrespectful people, I bet. But yes, we do have that option. And then the icons underneath, those 2 characters that you see, those are your teammates. Those are your 2 other characters that you brought with you. When you tap their face, that sounds weird. When you tap the character icons, you switch with them.
Right.
So it also shows you how much health they have left on the green bar as well.
Yeah.
So when you are in the heat of the moment, you want to know who to prioritize, who to get onto the field first. Maybe you want to look at who has the higher health, and then pick him first. And also, if you look carefully, you see that blue arrow icon next to the face?
I sure do.
So that signifies that character has a element advantage against your current opponent.
Right. Whoever's on the field.
So if it's an arrow facing up, you want to fight with that character maybe.
Right.
If it's an arrow facing down, you do not want to bring him out. Pretty simple.
Right.
And then the blue circle right next to it, that's the key charge bar. As we told you earlier, that's what you use to use an arts card. And the maximum is 100. That is shared between all characters, so make sure you manage it well. And then in the far bottom, that is your current character's health.
Yeah.
a huge green bar. Hopefully you want to keep it green. Yeah. So it's pretty obvious. You don't have to look at the actual number of your health, but of course it's on there for people who wants to maybe record and look back, or just showing it off to other people.
Yeah. Look at all the health I have.
Yeah, I've seen people with over 1 million health on their character. It's crazy.
They playing Broly?
Yeah, maybe. So the lined up cards right above the health is your arts card. Mm-hmm. They get reloaded automatically, and the cost is written on the cards, and occasionally they have the Dragon Balls on them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's go up. You see the health bar on the topmost corner of that screen. That is your current opponent's health.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure that's not green. Simple enough. And then the icons that are lined up underneath those are your opponent's 3 characters that they have. The topmost character icon is the one that's currently fighting.
Right.
And just like your backup characters, you can see their current health through that tiny green health bar.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And then finally you have on the far right, right above the arts card, those circular slots. Mm-hmm. Those are where your collected Dragon Balls go. And when you get all 7, you're ready for a Rising Rush.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So during battle, I understand since it's action oriented, there's a lot going on.
Right.
In fact, most people maybe want to just look at the character models and the fight. We'd like to think it looks cool.
Yeah.
So what you want to focus on mainly during the battle is your arts card and who you're fighting against.
Right. Mm-hmm. So make sure you have an advantage over them.
Mm-hmm. And about key management that I said earlier, you can worry about that maybe later on when you're far more comfortable with the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I just demonstrated to you simple skills or things that you might have not known. Mm-hmm. Special move clash is actually not very well known, and we'd like for everybody to try that out when you're playing with your friends.
Yeah.